Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back here with another video. So I'm just trying to check both my Facebook and YouTube are live at the same time. Anyway, I was thinking of making some videos yesterday about why I wish to strive to support Singapore and places like that. Given alliterations, I thought like strive to, obviously two doesn't begin with S, but even I know that, but strive to support Singapore, and perhaps even I could include how I wish to support Singapore, but also like the nations I often talk about supporting, and the main nations I would love to support in the world are Malaysia, India, Indonesia, South Africa, and Singapore. But I'm mainly focusing on the Asian nations this month, and in May and June. But yeah, so why I love and wish to support, therefore, Singapore, and I suppose the only way I could think of supporting them is in terms of helping them financially, like buying from Malaysia in this case. But to put simply, the reason, I suppose, think of one or two reasons why I wish to support them, why I love them and wish to support them. I suppose I wish to support them partly as reparations because of the fact they were colonized, which I suppose could go for any colonized country. But I'm sure they went through a lot of bad things, unfortunately, through colonization and due to colonization, unfortunately, in their history, and I'd love to make up for that. So it's my own sort of way of reparations. But the other thing is, and why I'd love for myself, why I myself love them, and why I wish to encourage my fellow Eurasians to support them. For some reason, I put Eurasians in speech marks. I don't know why, but due to my patterns and all that kind of thing, is because they, as far as I'm aware, they looked after Eurasians, and there is like a Eurasian sort of centre. There are sort of Eurasian places where Eurasians can live, just like with Indonesia, India, and Singapore. So that's why I wish to sort of give thanks to Malaysia for helping and supporting me, well, not me personally, obviously, but my fellow Eurasians in Malaysia. So I'd love to look into ways I myself and other Eurasians can support them, and whether that's Christians, Anglo-Indians, like myself, or other Eurasian groups uniting together, how we could support them. I think it'd be pretty cool. So maybe we can try and support Malaysian products, buy Malaysian products, even try Malaysian products and that kind of thing. And maybe other people have other ideas about how we can support them. I'd love to go and travel to Malaysia, for instance, and hopefully support their economy as much as possible. Maybe even share ideas to support their economy and that kind of thing. And also, as the saying goes, killing two birds with one stone. A saying I often use, even though I'm vegetarian, and I don't want to kill any birds or anyone or anything. But lost my train of thought. Sorry, it is that I would love to support my fellow dyslexics in Malaysia as well. So as part of supporting them and seeing what dyslexic people contribute, and other neurodiverse people as well. So I'd love to encourage Malaysia to have events for neurodiverse people, and hopefully those neurodiverse people like myself going to visit Malaysia will help their economy as well, like going to stay in hotels and that kind of thing, and that would increase tourism in this case due to a specific purpose, but also even sharing ideas for Eurasians. So I'm hoping to make a version for India, Indonesia, and Singapore as well. And I'll try not to be too repetitive as I normally try. But yeah, another thing is I would love to see, again, talking about killing two birds with one stone, I'd love to see I'd love to see Italian teams, Serie A teams, and Celtic at sea as well, having like supporters clubs for Malaysians to support Serie A teams like AC Milan, Inter Milan, Monza, and others, Roma, for instance, or just generally teams, and support Italian teams, maybe even more than Italians themselves, because like if they supported like Italian football generally, like I do, then I suppose like with Italians they have rivalries, but it'd be interesting if Malaysians supported Italian football almost as much as, or in some cases more than Italians themselves. But maybe they could pick more specific teams, unlike this mad guy here. And I'd love to encourage my fellow Eurasians to support them. And another thing on that note is that I would love for my fellow Eurasians to support politicians like Rahul Gandhi from India. Sorry, Mr. Modi. But whoever's prime minister of these countries or president of these countries, I would still wish to support, pretty much no matter who's in power, because it's like to help them to sort of reparate them for going through colonization, but also with an added thank you for supporting us. Gosh, I do struggle to get my words out, but as someone said to me, I speak too quickly. I need to go to elocution lessons, not electrocution lessons, but elocution lessons. But yeah, that's why sorry, this video hopefully has explained in some way, although perhaps not very coherently. This is tea, I promise it's not alcohol. As tea, I know I didn't plan it that well, but I just thought I'd do it for a little bit of fun. And hopefully these videos, just as importantly, as well as having fun, which I think is really important, will benefit Malaysia in this case. I hope Malaysia will benefit by being able to sell their products, goods and services and that kind of thing. And also, I say, I hope Italian football will be able to fundraise for Malaysia and have a mutual benefit, which I hope will benefit, obviously, well, a mutual benefit for Italian football and for Malaysia and its economy. So again, killing two birds with one stone, as the saying goes, for want of a better way of putting it. But if they have like football or soccer or whatever you call it, academies and supporters clubs, again, I hope that will benefit Italian football, Celtic, and in this case, Malaysia, other nations. And again, maybe they could, I've talked about like how they could work together. So in this case, I hope they can work together as well. And I hope Italian football and Celtic will fundraise to benefit Malaysia and its economy in turn. And I'd love for Italians and Italian footballers and football fans, Italian football clubs, and both the national team and club teams as well, so for club and country, to visit Malaysian schools, especially for those with learning disabilities or neurodiverse conditions such as dyslexia and ADHD, which I hope will brighten their day as well. So I hope they'll have a lot of fun. And I think it'd be cool if people saw us Eurasians as cool. So if we supported Italian teams like AC Milan and Inter Milan and Monza, Roma and teams like that, and wore their kits, hopefully that would encourage others in Asia, especially, to do the same. And I wish that God would bless Malaysia, which would make me love him even more. Yeah, I think I'm probably waffling and going around in circles, but I would love to see like Eurasians helping on the subject of Italian football and Celtic. I'd love to see us practicing together and hopefully benefiting Italian football and Celtic to have more skills as well. And again, Malaysians to support Italian teams and Celtic, Serie A teams and Celtic. And if I forgot anything, I'll probably post in the comments. But I suppose there's just a few reasons why I support Malaysia, but I wish to support them and their economy. But those reasons are quite important to me. So even though there's only one or two of them, I think that's the problem with those pro and con lists that a lot of people do. Like there might only be one or two reasons on one side, but those might be worth a lot unless you give them like a point for each one, value for each one. But anyway, as ever, I'd love to know what you think. Hopefully it won't be too harsh, and I wish you a great review and peace and love.